Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Lacey. Once again, just wanted to come by on this Wednesday afternoon and give you some midweek motivation. That's a good word for this. That's a good title. Anyway, just really want to encourage you guys to keep going and to even start, if you haven't started already, with your health, nutrition goals. Ain't no better time like the present. Why you wasting time, boo? You ain't got no time to be slacking. So I came on here to tell you the 3 things that it's going to take for you to be successful in this. And actually successful in anything that you want to venture into. So we don't start new projects. We don't go into new ventures for the purpose of failing. But I found out during this journey in particular that there are 3 things that I had to lock in to do that I wanted to come on really quickly and try to share with you so that you can really take these things into consideration. The Word of God tells us that no man goes off to build this house, I believe, without first counting up the cost. It's time for us to count up the cost, count up what it really means and what we're really going to have to do in order to be successful. Success is intentional. That's what T.D. Jakes says. No one goes to the Olympics for the purpose of coming in third. Everyone who goes to the Olympics goes with the intent on winning a gold medal. So if you're not intentional about winning the gold medal, so to say, in your own race, then you really need to pull back and reevaluate whether this is something you really want to do. So let me get right into the 3 things you're going to need to be successful, especially in this area of your life and in every area. But these are some really great wisdom keys that I've learned concerning health, nutrition, feeling better, eating better, all of that. These things are a must. Number 1, ding, 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 you must sacrifice. I'm going to say that again. You have to sacrifice. Okay, what do you have to sacrifice? You have to sacrifice, which is giving up something. So you're going to have to give up something. You're not going to be able to keep eating the way that you eat or eating the way that has gotten you to your heaviest weight. And it may be where you are right now, but you're not going to be able to continue to keep all of the carbs, keep all of the junk, and lose weight. It doesn't happen like that, and feel better. A lot of the times we feel horrible because simply we're eating horrible. And I know that firsthand because I ate horrible for many, many years, and I felt bad many years also. But when I really was able to lock into some things, that I was able to really put some change into my life or initiate some change. So number 1, you're going to have to give up something. Number 1, underneath that, you're going to have to give up your right to be right. You're going to have to give up your right for what you want now, meaning you have a right to have anything that you want. Paul said that I can do everything. It's permissible for me to do it, but everything isn't good for me to do. See, everything that you have eaten, everything that you have ventured into has not necessarily been good for you to do. Although you're grown, hey, I'm an adult, so you can absolutely do whatever you want to. You can eat whatever you want to. But we found out that everything isn't good for us to do. So you're going to have to give up something. So this is going to be the key to that. Are you willing to give up what you want now for what you're going to gain later? Meaning your success is not going to be overnight. Nothing happens overnight. You didn't get here in 3 weeks. Don't expect 20 pounds to be gone in 3 weeks. If you get it that fast, there is a highly potentiality that it may come back. So take your time. It's okay to take your time and adopt these new things slowly, intentionally, so you can have long-term success. It doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to get it overnight. learn to be patient, and things will come as you go along. Okay? So, giving up what you want now for what you want later. What's going to be sustainable. What's going to be for the long haul. Not here and gone, but you want to live this way. That's another good point right there. If you're doing it just to get the weight off, if you're doing it just to get these particular things in place, and you're not doing it in order to live this way, there's going to be a struggle. Sometimes we just want the finished product without going through the process. I know I can raise my hand to that. Sometimes I just want it to be done already. I want it to be over, and I want the prize. But there's a process that comes with the prize in order for us to mature along the way. A lot of the times when we see instant lottery winners and we see people that gain a massive amount of success in a very short amount of time, they don't have the character or the maturity in order to sustain that level of success or that level of money. You are a millionaire overnight, but you still have a poverty mentality. So what'll happen is that person will eventually spend until they're back at the level of their comfortability. The same way with this health nutrition journey. It's best to take your time and just let things progress and grow, so that it doesn't happen too fast to where you don't have the maturity level in order to sustain it, in order for that foundation to be rooted and grounded in you. So now you can stand on this level of success. Why? Because you've had time in it, you've had patience in it, you've learned how to live in it, and now you can stand in it and be successful. Okay, number 2. All right, boo, it's just going to take some effort, okay? You're going to have to put forth effort. And what does that mean? You're going to have to spend some time away from some things and spend more time with some other things. So your effort you're going to have to put forward. You're going to have to put forth your time. You're going to have to put forth your money. You're going to have to take time away from friends. Take time away from TV, from movies, from hanging out. All of these things will compile and steamroll into our momentous success in the long run. Now, I'm not telling you not to ever go to the movies and have fun. Of course you can. But this excessive amount of time spent away from doing the necessary things to get to your place of success, you're going to have to put forth the effort and not do some things and do some other things. You're going to have to put forth effort in getting up earlier. You're not going to be able to get things done, all the things done that you want to get done, getting up late. That means you're going to have to go to bed earlier. So you're going to have to just DVR some stuff, record some stuff, and carry your tail to bed at a decent time. Can somebody say at a decent time? You're going to have to do some things at a decent time, okay? So you're going to have to put forth that effort. You're going to have to develop an exercise program. I'm going to say that again. You have to. You don't have a choice. You're going to have to develop an exercise program. Now, I'm going to give you just a little bit of a tip that I'm going to share in a couple of weeks as to why you have to develop an exercise program. One of the things that I have found to be so true is exercise. Strenuous exercise has been one of the main ways that God has been able to teach me about bringing my body into subjection. Now we read those scriptures and we're like, yes. But the truth and the reality of it is, if, somebody say if we listen to our bodies, we wouldn't do a doggone thing. I'm going to say that again because that was so good. If I listened to my body, I wouldn't do a thing. I would still be doing the thing that I did for 32 years at my highest weight, I would still be eating all kinds of junk. I would still be sleeping all times of the day and night. I wouldn't have progressed and have done anything if purely just listening to my physical, carnal nature. Let's just call it what it is. Fleshy, carnal nature. We wouldn't get anything done. So what I have been able to do, of course, all through God's leading, I'm not leaving him out because I know it's him, okay? But through being on the treadmill, through lifting weights, through getting into a regimented exercise program, I've been able to push my body beyond its limits, push my body beyond its screaming, because my body wouldn't do a doggone thing. You know what? Let's see, what time is it? It is 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes to 1. And guess what, boo? If I listen to my body, I'd still be in bed. And I'm sure if you were to tell the truth, you wouldn't be doing half the stuff that you're doing either, if we just listen to our body. Now, some of the things we do are purely because of necessity. We have to work in order to pay bills, right? But if we were just listening to our bodies, we wouldn't do it. We wouldn't go to work. We wouldn't do nothing but what some of the people on My 600-Pound Life do, is sit in bed and eat massive amounts of food all day long. What has happened? The flesh, the carnal nature, has taken over and is now ruling the life of the person. That is not how God set it up. God set it up so that we would be in control. But how many of us understand that if we do everything our body wants us to do, the physical fleshy appetites, we're just like them. There's no difference when our flesh is in control of our appetite. Our appetite is reigning and ruling and screaming and yelling. I want this. I want that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And we obey it. I'm going to explain more about that in a couple of weeks. I don't want to get too far into that because I get wound up and I get excited. You're going to have to spend that devotional time with God every single day. You're not going to be able to miss a day. Why? He sets the foundation of our day. Our time with him sets the foundation. We have clear direction. We have strategy. We have wisdom for things that haven't even happened yet. He packs that in us when we spend time with him, quiet time in his word, listening to him, time in worship. He packs us full of answers. And we're going to have to do that on a daily basis. Somebody say, on a daily basis? Yep, boo. On a daily basis. Okay? Lastly, you're going to have to be obedient. So let me run through this again. Step number 1, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to give something up. Okay? Step number 2, effort. You're going to have to put forth some type of effort. You're going to have to put forth energy. You're going to have to put forth your time, your money. You're going to have to take time away from areas that are wasteful. If you're wasting your time watching a 2-hour movie when you could be spending that time with God, when you could be developing your plan for success, you're going to have to do something different. And that's even speaking to me because there are more things I want to do. And I want to get in place in order to make Fruit and Seed even more successful. I want to take it to God's best. But in order to take it to God's best, I'm going to have to get in God's presence to get his best, to get packed full of what he wants to do with this incredible page, with this incredible opportunity that he's given me. Number 3, I'm going to have to obey. Guess what, boo? You're going to have to obey. Who you going to have to obey? You're going to have to obey your doctors. Now, some of y'all know, I know my doctor, when they were telling me, look, you have high blood pressure. You're going to have to lose some weight. I was like, look, I ain't even hearing you because you look like you need to lose 50 pounds too. Now, I would never say that to my doctor. Oh, no, that's just rude. But up here, that's what I was saying. I was saying that. Even those of us who have doctors who are slender, we still have some choice words to say for them up here. And we know they're telling us right, but that's that rebellious part of that fleshy nature that's like, look, you ain't going to tell me what to do. I am grown. And guess what? Our grown selves will pay the price for disobedience. You have to obey. What is the doctor telling you to do? I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to let you think for a minute. What is the doctor telling you to do, boo? Is he telling you to take your medicine? Is he telling you to look into ways and options for weight loss, whether it be weight loss surgery, whether it be some type of program, nutritional program? What is he telling you to do? You need to obey. Look, one of my main scriptures that I held on to going through the process of being approved for weight loss surgery and all that. I'm not advocating that because it's not for everybody. I'm just telling you a little bit of my experience. The word of God says, if your right eye offend you, pluck it out. Listen, I told Jesus, I said, look, Jesus, my stomach is offending me. Look, my stomach is an offense to my mind. My stomach is an offense to my forward momentum, meaning I can't put enough in it for it to be satisfied. Now, that's not everybody's story, and I'm not even trying to make it your story, boo, but listen, tell the truth about where you are. Then take the steps that you need to take. Be obedient with the information that's given to you. Do you need to take vitamins? Do you need to take supplements? You need to find out what you need and do it and quit playing. Let me give you this little tip. If your desire to leave is not greater than your desire to stay, you will not leave. Now, this is what that means. If your desire to leave the prison of obesity, to leave the prison of overeating, isn't greater than your desire to stay, meaning you are enjoying the instant payoff from being in the prison of obesity. You are enjoying and fully continuing to embrace the instant gratification of eating too much food. You will not leave. Now, you played a game. Let me help you, because I know I did. You play the game for a while. You play the game for years. And most of us have played the game for years. Played this game for years. That I want to do this. I want to do this. When deep in our hearts we knew, I don't want to. When I knew at my highest weight that I claimed that I wanted to lose weight, that wasn't the truth. The truth of the matter is I wanted my cake and I wanted to eat it too. Then I was mad at God because he had the nerve to tell me to give my cake up, and I wasn't giving it up. And guess what? For years, I didn't. But something happened to me somewhere along the way when my heart started to desire to really leave the prison. Now, you may not be in the place right now where your heart desires to leave. And that's okay. But can you at least be honest about that? Can you be honest with God and tell him, you know what? I'm mad. And I don't want to leave prison because I like eating what I eat. Right now, I like cooking all of this stuff. I like eating all this stuff. I like eating out at restaurants nonstop. I like eating all times of the day and night. You need to be honest with yourself and be honest with God. He already knows, but he just wants to hear you verbalize it. Tell him the truth. I don't want to give it up. I don't want to give up cake and ice cream and cookies. I don't want to give up eating that stuff. It brings a liberation to you. It brings a truthfulness to you that at least now, boo, you are being honest. Then he can begin to work on your heart. But as long as you're trying to fool yourself and fool everybody else around you and fool all your Facebook friends, we know that Facebook reality ain't real. We know it ain't real. Posting about your workout plans, you know you ain't working out. That's why I don't post that particular stuff. I don't post when I'm at Planet Fitness and sweat pouring down. Why? I want my grind to do the talking. I don't have to tell you anything. That's how I feel about it. I don't want to have to verbalize what I do in private. Because what you do in private will show up in public. I'm going to say that again. Who said that? Oswald Chambers. But he said it like this: my worth to God in public is what I am to him in private, which means the thing you do in private, that's what's going to show up in public. You ain't going to have to tell anybody nothing. People are going to know. So you ain't got to take no cute pictures. You ain't got to take no pictures at Planet. You ain't got to do none of that. Do it in secret, and God will reveal that thing in the open. The true revelation of obedience is what's going to be seen in public, not the stuff that you post, not the little thumbs up, not all the stuff we say, but the stuff we really do. The stuff we really do, that's the stuff that shows up in public. Ain't that hard? I know it's hard for me too. Okay, and last one. This is just a little point I decided to throw in. You will only become what you think about most. Say that again, boo. You're only going to become what you think about most. So, you can think, this is rough. You can think about health and nutrition 20% of the time, and you can think about eating all of the crap you want to eat 80% of the time. Now, which one you think you're going to be? Which one do I think I'm going to be? I only become what I think about most. So there's no 50-50. There's no halfway in and halfway out. What do you think about most? That's the thing you're going to produce. So if you're producing struggle, you are taking part in things that cause you to struggle. If you're thinking success, if you're doing successful things, that's what you're going to produce. That's what you're going to become. What does the scripture says? First of all, death and life is in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit and seed. They that love it shall eat the fruit thereof, and that you can only become what you think about. I don't know why that scripture escapes me right now, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to find that and post it. Anyway, if you're only thinking about getting in shape, being healthy 20% of the time, 20% isn't enough to overcome the 80. I was at my heaviest the 80% of my life. I'm living in the 20% now. Now, this is what can happen. Because of the intensity of the 20%, it will start to superimpose over the 80. So don't think I'm over here on this side and I'm talking to you through this video and I got it all together. There are some days when I don't hear the call at all. I'm like, hey, oh, devil, you got to go. And then there are other days I'm like, oh, God, I can't do this. I can't do it. But those days are becoming few and farther between. I'm just being real. I got to be real. And now that 20 is growing. And now it's beginning to superimpose over that 80 and push that 80 down. And that voice is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And now I'm beginning to experience what real success looks like. I don't have it all together. I still struggle in some areas. Not struggle. I still have a challenge with eating vegetables. I don't particularly like them, but they're good for me. And I'm learning to always be in a position to where you will progress. Some kind of way, boo. Develop a progress mentality that you're going to grow. So, to recap really quickly, because I've been on there for almost 25 minutes. I can talk a lot when I want to. Listen, number one, the 3 things for success plus the 1 nugget. Number 1, you're going to have to sacrifice. Sacrifice your shows. You're going to have to give up stuff. You're going to have to give up your time. Give up your money. All right, let me get back on track. Number 1, you're going to have to sacrifice. Give up your right to be right. Give up your right to all that stuff that you like. Number 2, you're going to have to put forth effort. You're going to have to do something different. Put forth energy, your money, your time. You have to take time away from areas that are wasting your time. Number 3, you're going to have to be obedient. You're going to have to lock into a plan until that plan becomes who you decide to be. And number 4, whatever you think about most will be the thing that you become. You're not going to be able to think about eating all of that junk 80% of the time and thinking about health 20% of the time and think that 20 is going to overcome that 80. It's not. But through those other 3 steps, through that sacrifice, through that effort, through that obedience, you can begin to intensify that 20%, and it will begin to grow, superimpose over the 80. You grow stronger. You'll continue to progress. You'll begin to love the progress. You'll begin to see results. You'll love who you become. God will deal with other areas of your life, your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you really love and view yourself. And you will become who God intended for you to be on your way to the success that God has already laid out for you. My name is Lacey. I have some fruit. I just opened it up, baby, and gave you some seed. What you do with the seed, now that's going to be up to you. But I tell you what, if you take it, you plant it, you water it, focus on the things you need to focus on, and I promise you, you will start to see results. You'll love the results. And you will ask yourself, why did it take me so long to do this? Enjoy your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part. Please go to Postables and give me your information. I'm working on gifts and trinkets to send to my subscribers. I love you guys. I got so many things planned. I'm going to talk about them next week because I don't want to be on here another half hour wasting y'all time. Y'all got to get y'all list together, okay? Anyway, I love you, and I will be back next week. Have a good one.